that microphone. I know you're old pro now because you got your own show too.
Yeah, I do a little bit of
Little
stuff.
bit of this, little bit
a
of
little
that.
bit of stuff. I mostly just do some radio and TV appearances, stuff like that. I'm not doing anything on my own.
I blew my whole budget to get this man in the trailer today. This is Chris Litteral from Law Tigers, but he is more Chris than Tiger today.
100%.
100%. And so I had the fortune of interviewing you at
It was Moto America, the Atlanta race.
Atlanta. Okay,
yeah. Road to Atlanta.
And so our roads converge frequently, and obviously we're friends on the social media these days. But after knowing he was here, because I keep up, I said, you got to come back for an update pod. And so I DM'd him and then saw him, and here he is before we wrap out on our last day here at Barber Vintage Fest, number 20. We are currently on the Isle of Triumph. I am Sam Schneider, the host of Bad Beards Podcast. Today sitting with Chris. And so just for those that don't know, why don't we just have you introduce yourself with a little bit of background?
Yeah, my name's Chris Litteral. I am from literally speaking.
First time he's heard it.
I am from right here in Alabama, from Coleman. I love it here. It's I've lived in Florida. I do split time living in Florida back and forth here and there.
Where in Florida?
But, Sarasota area.
Did I know that? I'm from Fort Myers.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
We did.
Okay.
We did.
Well,
but
right.
I think we both travel so much that it's hard for us to see each other in Florida, but
That's
we see
true.
each other at
That's
these
true.
things, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I've been riding bikes for a very long time. I like to tell people motorcycling saved my life because it got me over a drug addiction.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely would have killed me.
Yeah.
So
what
when
was your drug of choice?
Methamphetamines.
Let's go.
I mean, I would go days on end without sleeping, and then sleep for a day, and then days on end. And I'm 15 plus years sober. I don't even give it headspace to even keep count anymore. I just let it go. You know, and you know, I ride. I live like a hippie. Okay. And ride my bike like a dumbass. I think that's the best way to put it.
We find the middle at some point, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but I'm just, you know, it's hard to explain who I am. I'm just, you know, I'm a father, I'm a mentor, I'm a leader, a lover of motorcycles and all things excitement, I guess, you know.
When the business brought us together, just because I had you on the couch to talk to the man that I knew was working with and for Law Tiger, which is a motorcycle attorney, and we shared with my audience what it is to hire an attorney post-accident. You don't realize what you don't know when dealing with insurance, another driver, another rider, you name it. But that's kind of what we touched on the first time, a little bit of education and background.
Correct.
But as I feel like I'm a pretty good judge of character, and it doesn't take me long to feel like I know someone. And so from the get, I said, I like this guy. And over the last, you know, X amount of time being able to keep up with you online, everything like that, and the posts that you make, which is obviously just, you know, a polished version of what we're living. But still I can see through read between the lines to see that you're the kind of guy I get down with and what you've been up to and how you're living life. So much so that you're in a different position than the last time we even talked, because you chose family over work, and you wanted that type of work-life balance that a lot of people are chasing, not sure how to get. So like, give me a little background on what that was from where you were working and what position, and then to kind of what your status quo looks like today.
Yeah, so you know, the last time we seen each other in Atlanta, what's that one? The last time we seen each other, the last time we did the podcast.
Right.
I was a regional director for Law Tigers for the East Coast, covering, you know, the whole East Coast around in Texas, and you know, I had to do all of these major events.
There's a lot of
the
these.
East Coast, plus Sturgis every year. You know, trainings. Just I was gone, you know, 80% of my time. And as we talked before, you know, and it's something I've had to learn twice now in my life, and thank God I'm not going to have to learn it again, because I learned it the second time.
Yeah.
Money is a tool for freedom. If you sacrifice all your freedom to chase money, you'll have neither. And a quality of life to me is very important. You know, having time to spend, you know, time is, you don't know how much time you're going to get. You know what that paycheck's going to be. So I advise anyone out there listening to this to really take a look at your life, and no matter what career you're in, you know, take a step back and look, are you utilizing money as a tool for your freedom, or are you just chasing the dollar?
Yeah.
And also there's some good books too, you know,
I love a good book recommendation.
How to Think and Grow Rich, and The Richest Man in Babylon. You know, I grew up poor with 10 kids in a trailer, you know, and money's always been easy.
Where were you at in the order?
I was
dead last.
Fourth to last.
Fourth to last. Okay. Well, with 10, everybody's almost fourth to last.
Yeah. It was, we survived on government cheese and government oatmeal. You know what I'm saying? Like I got my sister's hand-me-down shoes a couple of times.
There you go.
When I say we were poor,
yeah.
you know? But money's never been hard for me to make, you know? I mean, I've always had a great mentality of going and achieving goals that I set, but making your money work for you was something that I never really understood until probably the last 10 years of my life, you know? So to really how to accumulate wealth and to grow your wealth, you know, and those two books will definitely help you with that. And that's why I say, if you're using money as a tool for freedom, you're going to understand, like, hey, I'm going to do what the rich do and make this money work for me.
Right.
You know, they're investing in stocks and digital assets and all these things that continue to compound interest and grow, where we don't do that. You know, I say we, people that grow up the way I grew up with that mentality.
A little more fear-based.
Yeah, you don't want to spend that money. Where, like that book, The Richest Man in Babylon, teaches you to take 1/10 of your wealth and invest it every month, you know, and to grow your money. And it really saved my financial life, really. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because as you described that, these are also things that I am always trying to apply and learn lessons from again and again, as you do with lessons, and you'll learn them until you do.
100%.
But one of those things is I'm trying to change my mindset about money specific to how I value myself, because in the life I've created, it's a fantastic life of opportunity and travel and adventure, and that's fantastic. But sometimes I devalue what my offering is and what I've created, and so I don't always lead with the best foot forward when expecting the ROI on a situation where, you know, I end up feeling like I'm chasing the dollar, when the reality is, it's like, no, you're living the best life right now. If you can just take a second and just appreciate what you have, in turn, that would then allow me to appreciate what I've created, value it as such, and then have that offering for sale.
100%.
And so that's what I'm really trying to pair, because you get what you put out. And so if my energy is living in lack and that piece of fear, out looking and wanting and desiring, then I'm not going to get the thing that I'm after.
Yeah.
You know, a cart before the horse, as it were, or trailer behind the truck. But that's what I'm up to lately.
100%. And I would advise you, if you haven't before, read that book, Think and Grow Rich.
I have it next to my bedside table.
It really is. It isn't just about getting rich. It's about a mindset. Right. It's about changing your mindset from that of wanting to that of you get what you are. Right. If you put off a wanting mentality all the time instead of just acting as if you already have it, then you're going to keep wanting instead of having it.
Well, and without, like, you know, scaring anyone off thinking this is woo-woo, this is just a reality of frequency and 100%. 100%. And there's just another quote or something I read recently, just in the reality of prosperity doesn't care if you're a good or bad person.
Not at all.
The rain's going to fall on your shoulders, and it's not going to come halfway down and go, hey, did you do your taxes? Hey, are you a good guy? It's going to hit everybody the same. And so the same with financial prosperity. Bad guys make it rain. And so if they can be out there getting that paper, so can you. But we just have so much self-doubt and think we're doing it wrong. But it's those people with those wild egos that seem to just find opportunity. And we're like, how does this happen? Like, I'm doing all the right things. It's just what you're putting out. And so that's just really something that I'm trying to keep mindful and present in my life currently, to get out there and get what I'm after. So I'm happy to hear. And as I saw your transition in position, which wasn't that you got fired or this, that, or the other, you saw the writing on the wall for yourself to say, I need to regroup and find out what matters to me. And so I had a lot of respect for that.
100%.
And that's why you found yourself back on the couch today, because I enjoy you as a person. But outside in your world, I know you're happy with where you're at right now, but where do you see yourself going? What's next for Chris Litteral?
Well, you know, that it's a very that's a very interesting question. You know, Sam, I admire you and your wife big time. You know, and I got to tell you, you know, money isn't the only form of wealth. You know, your family, you know, the relationship you have with God and with your partner makes you wealthy. And in that sense,
give me chills.
You're one of the richest men I know, man. Hey. You got an awesome wife. I mean,
I am
you
blessed.
Guys that follow the podcast or follow him on social media, I'm sure you guys know. Very blessed, man.
I'm very blessed.
And I think that's what's next for me. You know, that's a big part of why I took a step back, is because, you know, when you're traveling 70-80% of your time, it's really hard to have that human connection. You know, I mean, who wants to date the guy that's gone all the time? You know what I'm saying? My dad was a trucker, gone all the time, married 5-6 times.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be that guy. I had one unsuccessful marriage. I won't do it again. And, unless it is, I'm 100% sure it's the right person, but I do want to have that one day, you know. And that was a big reason why I stepped back too, for my kids, for more time at home and for more time for myself. You know, like, I'm a Taurus, and I value my alone time as much as I do all these things and I'm around people all the time. I like taking that break and throwing a hammock on my bike and going out to a waterfall. I mean, the landscape that we have here in Alabama is just amazing, man. So like, taking advantage of the quiet time and the peace and family time and social life that I have now has been worth taking a step back.
100%. One, I appreciate everything you said about Meg and myself, and having also a marriage under the belt previous to, you know, the lessons you learn along the way, and then the fortune that time gives you to look back with hindsight and such, really makes me mindful, specific to relationships, that I proceed in the right manner to value and respect all of it along the way, so I don't do a disservice to myself or to a partner that when you go into a commitment like marriage, you're in. And so that's something that I appreciate you saying. And then equal to beautiful Alabama, you may be able to answer some questions that came up this weekend about Huntsville, Alabama.
Sure.
You're familiar with this place?
I am.
I met a gentleman yesterday. He said, what's going on over here? And I said, well, this is what I'm up to. This is what I do. He goes, that's interesting. Yeah. So is this something you take places? I'm like, clearly, yes, I take it places.
Yes.
He goes, well, I got this thing. And it was this camp out. And I don't recall the name, but he says, there's this national park in Huntsville, Alabama, and I got 67 acres in the middle of that park. And we have a party.
You're actually talking about a good friend of mine.
You know this gentleman.
It's Doug Hill Motorcycle Shenanigans and Campground. His name's Brad. Yeah.
Okay.
Brad.
All right, Brad.
Good friend of mine. Yeah.
Doug Hill, D-U-G, not
D-U-G.
Got it. Okay.
It's he owns a property on the backside of Mount Montesano, which is a state park, and like, he has a beautiful property, and his front yard is a motorcycle campground. You can come camp in his front yard, literally. It's front yard, yeah.
Okay.
It's really awesome.
Well, I had to pull up and Google because I'm like, I think we got Rockets in Huntsville.
Yeah.
But then otherwise, I wasn't hip to it. 72 miles.
Yeah.
72 miles to get you there. But maybe we talk about that later. So finishing out the day here and then getting back into a little more professional sense, what is an objective for you for a weekend like this? And then where are you going from here on the radar? What's next for you?
So for me, you know, now that I'm back doing local stuff here in Alabama, what's next for me after this is a couple days off.
Ew.
I'm going to go and get on. I've a badass lowrider ST.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go and probably sit by a waterfall tomorrow and just lay in my hammock, read a book, and
what are we reading? What are we reading tomorrow?
I'm actually reading How to Think and Grow Rich Again.
Yeah,
it's a book that I've read a couple times, but it's a book that you can pick up. It's basically every chapter has the same story in it.
Yeah.
Right. So I believe the authors Napoleon Hill and Dale Carnegie assigned these guys to interview like the 500 wealthiest people, and like so a lot of these stories are from all those people, but it's the same concept of how they did it. And so I think most of the books I read are books to improve myself, I guess. You know,
little affirmations for steady growth and all the things. One quote I remember, if I'm gonna butcher it real quick, is you know, you read once to read it to you know, whatever, you read twice to learn it, you know, you read 3 times to really start understanding it. It's just like, it's just kind of that repetition, but it also it's a good story. It's a great job with the writing.
100%. And like it's a little bit of a thicker book, you know. If you like, you know, a book that's a little thinner, you know, you could read it once and really understand it. But something like that, like you're gonna stop multiple times
to apply it. You really got to go back.
You got to go back. But my next event is actually in my hometown, Huntsville, Alabama, at Hedgehoggers.
Well, you said Huntsville, or is that not Huntsville?
Huntsville.
It's different.
It is 45 minutes from Huntsville.
How you spell Hanceville?
Hanceville.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Which with my accent, I say Huntsville.
People
go, oh yeah, Huntsville. I know that area. No, Huntsville. But then my next big event will be Thunder Beach Motorcycle Rally at the end of October, and I love doing Thunder Beach. I love the beach.
Yeah, Thunder Beach is in
Panama City.
Ooh, PCB.
Yeah, Panama City, Florida. Well,
I can't say I've been to Panama City since spring weekend in 2008.
It's definitely different. It's more family oriented than what it used to be. It used to be like a big spring break.
Was it a villa?
Yeah, Club La Villa.
Yeah.
Cedar Frog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Oh man, I got some stories for you off camera there.
I only had a weekend. Well, just one little excerpt for this, and this is a shout out to my my tax accountant, Chris Eric Spires. You're Chris.
Yeah.
We went to spring weekend, which was just this fun invention by people trying to make money off of drunk college kids.
Yes.
They go, we know you got a spring break. We get that. This is different. This is spring weekend.
Yeah.
And so it's just a random weekend in addition to a spring break that you just go and do the same thing. Anyway, we did the spring weekend thing. My buddy, who I had originally met at Sunsplash, our local family water park in Cape Coral, Florida,
yes,
where we learned how to be lifeguards and save lives. We went through the course and we were each other's dummies. So all the fun that you have doing mouth to mouth with a new friend. And so we became later best friends and then college roommates and just living life. And to this day, I carry his kids and he does my taxes. And so he keeps me out of jail. But at that spring weekend, we did the things. And then on the way back, we ended up at the pool because we were like, we need to just catch just a couple Z's. It had been a good one that day so far. And so we got in the pool and we're like, let's just do a shallow water challenge where we can just see who can hold their breath longer. Mm-hmm. Back and forth. And this is a full size Olympic looking pool. And so, I kick off, I can decent, not toot my own horn, but probably like 4.5 minutes. No big deal. He does it. He makes it back. He sends it back again. And then he just does like a middle, kind of float. And I'm like, oh, look at this guy's being funny, And so I'm thinking just like our previous, at that time had only been a couple years removed, now it's been, a long time.
Yeah.
And he's just floating out there in the middle. I'm like, oh, he's being funny. He wants me to save him,
Yeah.
So I go through the whole protocol of what it is to pull someone out that's unconscious in the water. And I do it and I stabilize and everything. And I got him up on me and in line and I look at him. I'm like, well, that boy is blue. And he had shallow water, knocked himself out, drowned.
Oh man.
And so I'm like, this mother. And so I throw him, we get him up on the side and I just get ready to go into chest compressions. And my first one, he is just a flounder of water. Oof. And we get him breathing and I'm just, adrenaline's going. I'm like, you, and I throw him.
Yeah.
Probably not what you're supposed to do after you revive someone, but it was just the thing I did. But that day I saved his life and he talks about it still with such fondness. But he hasn't charged me for my taxes, so I guess we're on the same page.
You saved his life. Hey. You can't do that, bro. You have to remind him, hey, bro.
Thunder Road, I guess I'm coming down. I got to make a return and change my my experience down there. When is that?
Yeah, Thunder Beach. I think it's the last weekend in October.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Where are we at right now? The beginning, right?
We're in the beginning.
Okay.
We are.
Well, hot dog.
It's like one of the last weekends that the weather's good enough really to be at the beach.
Get down there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Good to know. Maybe I'll see you there. I'm going to be heading this weekend. It just opportunity presented that I'm going to be heading from here to Los Angeles, California for Moto Beach Classic.
No kidding.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
From one side of the country to the other, huh?
That's coast to coast. You know, if I'm doing the most, I'm not chasing that dollar. I'm just out living life. And unfortunately for that opportunity, Meg doesn't get to come with me. For dollar and cents, but
gotcha.
But sometimes we do what we do. But that to say, on my return trip, maybe I end up in Thunder Beach.
It's also a little bit different what you do, Sam. Just like what I do.
What do I do, man? What do I do?
You do badassery. You do bearded badassery. But when you do what you love and you love what you do, it's not necessarily you're chasing anything. You're chasing what you love. Everything else comes to you like it has for you.
Right.
I mean, really.
I've had a blessed experience.
You have had a blessed experience, and not that you don't struggle. We all have struggles, but when you do what you love and you're blessed enough to find a career that you can do what you love, man, everything just really falls into place.
Yeah.
You know?
I appreciate that encouragement, and I will take that with me. I won't stop at the bank on the way because they don't cash that kind of check, but emotionally it fills me up and keeps me going.
Absolutely.
For this time, and let you get back to business as usual, your time of the show to talk about whatever you want to bring attention to. That's your camera. Go for it.
Well, obviously I'm here with Law Tigers, so I just want to let you guys know, you know, if you or someone has been injured in a motorcycle accident, trust the experts at Law Tigers, guys. I've been with Law Tigers for over 9 years. I ride motorcycles. Our lawyers ride motorcycles. We know what we're doing. And guys, you don't make $1 million off of motorcycle accidents. They're just, they're not making millions. They got to love what they do to do this. And there's no way I could continue to work for them if I didn't know that they love what they do. So if you are in the unfortunate occasion that you do have an accident, give us a call, guys. We appreciate it.
That representation is invaluable. As someone who has crashed many motorcycles, just having that helping hand to handle the stuff that you don't know, because insurance, you know, doesn't, like, it's almost like their job to give you the least amount of money possible,
100%.
even if they have to. But more to the point, some of these lawyers that you see on the side of the road with these massive cash payouts, trust that the injury on the other side of that cash payout is something that you never want to experience.
Horrific.
And whatever that life looks like is not a life, not necessarily worth living, but at the same time, let these guys do their job and you'll be grateful for it. All that said, thank you again for your time today. And I look forward to still maintaining this friendship until the good Lord takes us home, man.
100%, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Great to see you as always.
Thank you.
Hey.
No, I appreciate that.
Dude, you upgraded some equipment, it looks like.
Well, you got to keep progressing.
Heck